I'm dripping junkie. How are you all doing? Ralfy of Ralphy's Reviews, Team Knucklehead. Now, another quick one. We're going to look at the Limitless RDTA. Yeah, rebuildable dripping tank atomizer. So, we're all looking for a driving solution. I'm a dripping junkie, as I'm sure you're aware. I like my drippers. Now, I don't do a whole lot of driving. Most of the driving I do is quite local, but every now and again I get to drive out somewhere, which I really like, because I love my car, I love driving and all that, I love bikes. I discovered the internal combustion engine at a very early age, and I've totally embraced the concept and not let go of it since. So we're always looking for a little something that makes it safe to have a vape while we're tootling along, you know. I'm alright, I've got Lady Liz next to me, I can ask her to drip if I need to drip. Not everybody has that luxury of a vape friendly partner. So I saw these. I love my Limitless. Everyone who knows me knows how much I love my Limitless. I've got clones, authentics, drippers, everything. If it's Limitless, I've got one. I've even got a fucking bandana, for God's sake. I like them that much. So when this came out, I'm like, I'm having one. Ordered one. Authentic. There you go. Lovely. I've been using it for weeks or so, and I have to say, I really like it. I really like it. Anyone who can remember the Genesis style back in the day, they were a tank with like an RDA on top, and you had to run vertical coils that fed down in. You could either have it what we used to call auto dripping with a cotton wick, which is how I set this up. So you tip it up to prime it and have a vape, and you're good for a few hits before you need to tip it up again. Or you could run those with stainless mesh and let capillary action draw it up, which was never amazing. They were alright if you got them working alright, but as things progressed and we got on to serious sub-ohming and blowing big clouds and expecting more from a gear, they just didn't do it. You know, the airflow's not there, they didn't wick well enough to keep up with how a lot of people are vaping nowadays. So this is a modern version of that, which lets you set up your favourite style of dripper. Yeah, your favourite setup for dripping, with the convenience of having a little built-in reservoir for juice. And they work. They're good. They are good. Let's have it out. We'll do a close-up, but that's what you get. You get the bad boy. Now, I've been using this, so I've washed it and cleaned it and all that. Still got my coils in, because you're going to see how it goes together. The coils ain't going to spoil the view, and you can see how I run it. Little bag of spares. You get red seals, get a little 510 adapter, you get some coils which I don't use, spare screws and Allen keys and the usual gubbins. Yeah, it's Limitless product, good quality stuff. I might change to red, bit of qued leg to black, I don't know. Anyway, so we have got a dripper deck in what is known to become as a velocity style. So we've got a 2-post dripper deck. There's my setup in there, 4 wraps 20 gauge wrathful, coming in at 0.07 James Bond. And underneath that, if I can unscrew this, yeah, we've got a reservoir with a little glass dude. Okay, that's quite stiff. I've only just put this back together, so it's just fall apart. Look, I'll just struggle, hope I don't break a nail, get that off there. So we've got a glass section, and we've got the old, looks like a bit like a Belisha Beacon lighthouse affair, and it all goes together to make a little juice reservoir with a dripper on top. Don't need to over tighten it. Seals are stupendous. Yeah, it's even got a little indicator of where you fill it up, so when it's all together you ain't got to faff about, you know straight where to go and take him off, drip him up. It's got adjustable airflow with this top section like the dripper, So best of both worlds. It's a good bit of kit. It really works well. I'll get in close and wick it up. Just so you can see how I've found. I've tried long tails, short tails, all sorts of shit, and I've come up with something that's not unusual by any means, but it works really well. And I'll show you it now. See you in a sec. Okay, so here it is, mounted on my Fuchai, which was a lovely present off my children. Bless you all. Big love to Joe, Jaylee and Grace. You can use it on a mechanical, which I did for quite a few days, but I really like this Fuchai, and it weren't getting the use that it deserved, so I put it on air. Plus, you know, even as it's not massive, this device, but it's quite fucking tall, and it makes your old mech mod, your tube mod, look a bit like a sonic screwdriver, to be fair. I'm not that vain that I wouldn't use it for how it looks, but I am, so I put it on the Fuchai. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the wicking. So, old cotton bacon. I've definitely find this the best cotton I've ever used. It really is. Great stuff. And as always, we'll tear a strip off that we'll guess is about the right size for that 3mm coil. No need to faff about, no need to flatten it, Scottish wicket and all that, don't need it. Just twist one end nice and tight, make sure all the fibres are kind of running the same way, and then we can feed it through the coil just so. Okay, so grab that end, give it a twizzle to tighten it up, pull him through. Now, what I'd like to do is tuck this in, so I'll show you. Look, I'll take this part off to show you. Yeah, see these channels for the wick? I like to keep them just long enough so that the wick sits on top of the glass there, just enters the top of the glass. So we can get the scissors, bear with, and trim that off like that, yeah, and just chuck that in, and then wiggle that into that little groove there. That one's probably a little bit long, so we'll take him out, trim a little bit off him, tuck him back in. That's good enough for me. We'll just do the other side. Okay, so having done that, what I'm going to do is just neaten them up a little bit, just squeeze them together so that they don't get in the way too much for when we fit this bit back on, yeah, because we want that cotton to be sitting in those little cutouts and not tangling all the threads up. And then we'll pop this section back on, push him on, give him a little twizzle to make sure that it's not catching too much cotton, which this one is, so bear with. Bit fiddly sucker. There we go, got him, nice and tight. And if you get your filler and aim it either for where there's a post or where the coil sits, what you can then do is get in there and move that cotton out of the way, and that's going to make it a fuck of a lot easier to fill up. Yeah, because if you block that off with cotton, it's just going to glug the juice onto cotton. You can even get in there with a bit of wire or a toothpick or something, just dress it up a little bit. No need to worry about airflow because it comes from the dripper cap, but make sure there's no cotton under the coils, so we'll get a nice even cloud production. And that's your lot, you know. We'll just prime that up. So we'll drip some juice on as if we're using a dripper. Bit on the coils and a little bit of a touch. Bit on the coils, little bit of a touch. Yeah. And then we'll fill him up down the arm. Back on with the top cap, lining up the airflow. Oh, look at me dripping juice. Lining up the airflow with the coil and adjusting it to the sort of flow that we desire. And we're all good to go. Let's have a vape and talk a bit more. Okay, so we're all built back up. Excuse me, sweating. It's too hot. I know people say you shouldn't moan, it's cold all winter. Fuck off, it's too hot. If it's too hot, it's too hot. Too cold, it's too cold. There we sit, nice and proud, yeah. Full of juice. Let's have a quick vape. Well, certainly produces the goods. And as you saw, there's plenty of room on that deck to put whatever kind of build you like. I'm on quite low. You know, I've been using this on a Mac. So I'll put my favourite regular dripper build on. There's a few little key points. One's in that wicking. You don't need to put cotton all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, what you're doing is taking up valuable juice room, if you like. They don't hold a great deal. 5mm or something they hold. 4mm, 5mm, not a lot. Just about enough for me for a drive out somewhere if I take my time with it. Or I can get Liz to fill it or stop and fill it or whatever. But it's alright, yeah. Does it good. And the vape off it is as good as any dripper that I own, really. So it works. It does work. The best technique I've found is to give it a little tip up when you first have a blast. And as your coils and wick get warm and all that, they'll help to draw the juice through. I use 80-20 juice, so it's quite thick. And that'll give you enough of a wet, if you like, put enough juice in the business end to give you a good few blasts. If you start to feel it running dry, getting a bit too warm, tip it up again when you have the next blast. If you find that it's a bit too wet, if you're getting a bit of juice going on there, then don't tip it up so much. You'll find it's simple. So tip up to start, vape away. Don't need to tip up every time. And it's a good one. It works really well. It definitely has become my driving solution. Yeah, it lives in the pocket in the car whenever I leave the house, so that I can have a drip, if you like. Yeah, I can have a vape that's like vaping a dripper and not have to worry about having to be a tank wanker while I'm driving. Not that we judge, nothing wrong with tanking. Now I'll get through this juice really fast. So if I want to change flavour, it's not too much of a big deal. I can rewick, I can change flavour, yada yada yada. But if I wanted to try some different juice, just drip on it. You can use it like a dripper. You know, you're allowed. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. Yeah. So you can just drip. You can just drip down the hole, have a blast, and think that's nice juice, or think, and then just beast it out. You know, chug it through and get back into the sweet stuff that's living in the reservoir. All in all, it is a winner chicken fucking dinner. It will put you on the steam train to Flavortown, and it is definitely Team Knucklehead approved. That is the Limitless RDTA, a good driving solution. Would I use it indoors? Probably not. Why not? I'm not sure. I think I like the simplicity of a regular dripper. You know, I think I like the fact that I can just pick it up and drip and vape away and change my flavour straight off and all the rest of it. And while this has got all of those things, I just prefer a regular, simple dripper for use indoors. But for driving, it's absolutely on point. It delivers the goods. It's a convenient and really nice vape. Yeah, love it to bits. If you've looked at them and you're not sure, or you've got one and you're struggling to wick it or to build it or whatever, I hope that my mumblings today have helped a little, and thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Remember people, smoking kills, vaping saves lives. Which do you choose, yeah? Have a good one. Big love everybody.